Got a long list of actors, actresses, and musicians that really want her to win. Emphasis on the list. Now, what's intriguing is that most of these celebrities were once tightly connected to a popular rapper producer. I think he went by the name of, I think his name was Diddy, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy. Yeah, that guy. And of course, we can't ignore the fact that these millionaires are all looking out for the average everyday American, because you know the economy hits them as much as the middle and lower class. Now, obviously, I'm being sarcastic here. And a lot of people across the country are also questioning the motivation behind these endorsements, which now leads me to talk about Cardi B. Well, Cardi B, she made a fool of herself recently as she went on stage to try and endorse the vice president. And to be honest, Kamala Harris' team really needs to buy a new teleprompter because they have a tendency of failing when they're needed the most. So here's what happened, guys. Watch this.
1 second, guys, 1 second. Okay, so I don't take lightly the call. Sorry, guys, I'm a little nervous. Guys. I've been waiting for this moment this whole life, my whole life. I need patience over here. Patience, where are you, girl? I need patience over here. Hold on. How you guys doing tonight? How you guys doing tonight? Are we ready to make history? Are we ready to make history? Are we ready to change these 4 years? No. Are we ready to change the next 8 years? Because we're going to make sure we have Kamala Harris in office for 8 years. Thank you.
And this was just the beginning. And I believe that was Patience who handed her a phone there at the end. We're going to get to that in a second, but I want to make something very, very clear here, guys. It's easy to see when somebody's speaking from the heart. There is no teleprompter or a scripted message that can beat a speech that comes from real emotions. We could feel it. If you've been waiting your entire life to support somebody for president, then why didn't you at least memorize your speech? Or just speak off the top of the dome? And if by chance her speech was written by her, why couldn't she remember it like at least a single line of it? Is it because these celebrities and musicians are all reading from what maybe someone from Kamala Harris's team wrote for them? These are important questions to answer. And I think that the body language speaks for itself, because she literally does the speech from her phone. She even reads out the name of the vice president. You can't make this stuff up, guys. Watch.
Vice President Kamala Harris, thank you for having me. I do not take lightly the call to show up, the call to speak up, the call to deliver a message that's been on my heart for a hot minute now. Now, I took my time writing this speech, so I'm gonna make sure I deliver it right. Because I got something I've been wanting to say for a long time. I've been saying it on Twitter, on my Instagram, and I'm ready to tell it to you now. Y'all ready to listen? All right, now.
Now that pause between Kamala and Harris is just the icing on the cake. She's not even hiding the fact that those are not her words. And I want to remind you that back in May of this year, she said she wasn't even voting in this year's election. She blasted President Joe Biden, saying that she felt layers and layers of disappointment. I think that was the truth there. Here's what she said about President Biden. I feel like people got betrayed. It's just like, damn, y'all not caring about nobody. Then it really gets me upset that there is solutions to it. There is a solution. I know that there is a solution because you're spending billions of dollars on any bleeping thing. And what did President Joe Biden say about Kamala Harris? She was there for every major decision that he made. Harris is equivalent to Joe Biden. But there must be a reason for Cardi B to change her mind, right? And it must be huge because she seemed pissed early this year. Here's what we got. Watch.
I wasn't gonna vote this year. I wasn't. But Kamala Harris joining the race, she changed my mind completely. I did not have faith on any candidates until she joined the race and said the things that I wanted to hear, that I want to see next in this country. All right? I believe in every word that comes out of her mouth. She's passionate, she's compassionate, she shows empathy, and most of all, she is not delusional. Yeah. Kamala recognized that this country is at risk, that the economy needs to get stronger, that the cost of food and the cost of living is too high. Damn, it's even high for me. I believe her when she says, under her, buying eggs and milk won't break the bank, because she's gonna pass a ban on price gouging on groceries. And she told me that in my face. So she better not lie to me in my face.
I'm not sure why she keeps pausing when she says Kamala Harris's name. And it's funny to think that a rich celebrity like her is struggling to buy food. Are y'all believing that? Because we know for a fact that that's not true. We also know that the price of goods skyrocketed under the Biden-Harris administration. And I believe that Cardi B represents the voters that the Harris-Waltz campaign is tailored for. Misinformed voters who believe everything that's fed to them. Because she admits that she believes everything that Kamala Harris says to her. Something that isn't healthy whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. You gotta leave some room for questions. For you to do your own research and find out what's actually happening. But she can't even do that for herself right now. She seemed so informed back when she was criticizing President Biden. But just like many of the celebrities that have endorsed the VP, she's suddenly giving in to the lies that are being spread about Donald Trump. Were these people all paid off?
Let's talk about healthcare. Did you hear what Donald Trump said the other day? Y'all heard what he said? All right, I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me drink my water. Yeah, stay hydrated. He said he's gonna protect women whether they like it or not. He said he's gonna protect women whether they like it or not. I'm repeating it. Donnie Dunk, please. Protection for women, especially if we're talking about maternal and mental health care, is in telling them what to do with their bodies. It's supporting them and giving them the care they need for what they choose to do with their bodies.
Now let's listen to what Donnie Trump actually said.
I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them. I'm going to protect them from migrants coming in. I'm going to protect them from foreign countries that want to hit us with missiles and lots of other things.
As we've now heard the context of Donald Trump's speech, we can better understand what he meant. This isn't recognized by the left at all, though. And no offense to Cardi B, but her talking points sound a lot like talking points that Kamala would have had in her own speech, which further supports the argument that it was probably Kamala Harris's campaign people who actually wrote Cardi B's speech. So while she's saying that she's been waiting her whole life for this, it's pretty clear that she didn't pour her heart into this one. It just comes off as way too fake, because even her entire speech was filled with every little lie that Kamala Harris's team has said about Trump.
I think that to say that he's a fascist is completely accurate. I mean, it does fit the definition. He wants to send the military in to attack his opponents. I mean, what more do you really need to hear?
Well, the Wall Street Journal took on those recent comments from Joy Behar and said the fear of fascism would have more credibility if Democrats didn't abuse power themselves. If they lose the election against a flawed Mr. Trump, it won't be because he is a wannabe Mussolini. The reason will be the Biden-Harris record. Your thoughts?
So
John?
Democrats have shattered all the norms. Again, a $500 million lawsuit in settlement or judgment in New York City against Trump, multiple cases against him criminally and civilly, the two impeachments, the Russia collusion hoax. But when you're talking about what's happened in the government, the fact that you had, I know the way the House works, you have Republicans put half, the committee on, Democrats put the other half. They did this committee on Russia collusion and only allowed Nancy Pelosi to put members on the committee.
That's not true.
It is true. Because Kevin McCarthy put his list of members in, Nancy didn't take them, and they put Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney on the committee. So Republicans, but not the ones that the leader picked. And so they're shattering the rules all around the way this government works. I mean, and I think Donald Trump to go, listen, let's get back to normalcy. Let's get back to actually respecting each other.
How big Arnold Palmer was? Are you kidding me, Sean?
But listen, we're talking about how the...
No. You tell me, if Joe Biden had stood up there and said, I saw Arnold Palmer in a shower once, and boy, that guy's got it going on down there. What would you have said? That he wasn't fit to lead?
That doesn't affect the way the government works, the way the government functions.
That you have an insane person as the head of the government? And when you say we shatter the norms, maybe the guy who got indicted is the one that shattered the the
maybe
norms.
it's the lawfare that was used to indict him.
Republican leaders of the House and Senate are already begging Vice President Kamala Harris to stop escalating her rhetoric. But still, the Democratic nominee refused to take back her claim that former President Donald Trump is a direct threat to American democracy and unfit to serve. She even referenced former Trump aides like retired Marine Corps John Kelly that said that they've been very clear about the danger and threat that Donald Trump poses to America and the fact that he is unfit to serve. Regardless of the threats that she's causing in Trump's life, Harris thinks, and let me quote this for you guys, the American people deserve to hear that and know about that so that they can make a decision based on what's in the best interest of themselves and their families than her own earlier appeal to civility. Sure enough, though, Ryan Ruth, the second would-be Trump assassin, said in a letter how it's up to you now to finish the job. Remember that they called Donald Trump's rally in the Madison Square Garden as a Nazi rally, something that Kamala Harris supported. Watch.
I talked with Governor Walz yesterday. He compared Trump's rally on Sunday to that of one of the Nazi rallies in the 30s at Madison Square Garden. Do you compare that? Do you find that a similar comparison?
Listen, this election is in 7 days, and I think the American people have a very clear choice. And on the one hand, you have Donald Trump, who is constantly fanning the flames of division and hate, who is trying to have the American people point their fingers at each other, or my leadership, which is founded on a lived and experience that the vast majority of us have more in common than what separates us.
Is she listening to what she's saying? They're saying that Donald Trump is the one who's creating division within the country. And yet, President Joe Biden is the one who's calling half the country garbage. And the same president who says that he and Kamala Harris worked hand in hand during his term. And notice that she didn't denounce what Governor Tim Walz said about Donald Trump's supporters, meaning that she herself believes that the Madison Square Garden rally was a Nazi rally. So who's really tearing the country apart here? I mean, as far as we've been told, Trump has been pushing to unite us all, to set aside politics and focus on making America great again. Here's a snippet of his speech from the rally. Watch.
After all we have been through together, we stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in the history of the USA. With your help from now until Election Day, we will restore America's promise, we will put America first, and we will take back the nation that we all love. We bleed the same blood, we share the same home, and we salute the same great American flag. We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. We will never give in, we will never give up, we will never, ever back down, and we will never, ever, ever, ever surrender. Together we will fight, 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 and we will win, win, win. We're going to win, win, win. November 5th will be the most important day in the history of our country. And together we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, New York. God bless you.
Now, while celebrities are all rushing to endorse Kamala Harris and deposit that big fat check for doing it, Donald Trump is getting a lot of support in multiple swing states, especially after his guesting on the Joe Rogan podcast. I covered this in a previous live stream where Joe Rogan exposes the vice president for demands that she put down for a possible interview. Demands that none of you guys are going to believe. So make sure you guys watch that video right after this one. As always, appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for hitting the like button and subscribing. Watch this next video here, and I'll see you guys on the next one.